Hello there, man babies. Ruin Johnson here. Oh, thank you all for joining me on this special occasion. So, we have a very, very special guest for you all. As you may know, there has been a little bit of controversy today. Mark Hamill just recently tweeted out a tweet featuring a picture in the Falcon with Luke and Han and Leia and Lando, and he put a hashtag saying missed opportunities. Whatever could Mark mean? Well, we are going to discuss that and all the reaction to it right now with our special guest. So, I wanted to give you a quick hello from Ruin, and then we will be getting into the conversation with the man of the moment, the man behind the image tweeted by Mark Hamill. So, from Ruin, I'm going to say welcome to my friend Stephen Wayne. So, Stephen, can you hear me, Stephen?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, we can all hear you, Stephen.
All right.
so Stephen, this is Ruin Johnson, aka Anthony Ergo, and first of all, congratulations, man! You have got a tweet which has gone absolutely viral. I think on the last check, we are up to about 50,000 likes. I think we're getting on for 10,000 retweets, and it's just absolutely blown up. I mean, what was your reaction when you noticed that Mark Hamill had tweeted out your picture?
A little freaked out. Yeah, I got a notice on Twitter from Mara Jade Skywalker, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I couldn't believe it. It was crazy, and I was like shaking and nervous, and all of a sudden everybody's tweeting me and DMing me, and it's like, is this real? Like, it's unbelievable. It's crazy.
So tell us how it came about. So this picture, and we're gonna show everyone the tweet. I'm sure they've all seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you're gonna see it. This tweet has gone absolutely viral. But this picture's been in existence for about a week. About a week or so, is it? I seem to remember you tweeting out about a week, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's been about a week, I think.
Yeah, so tell us how it come about. Obviously, you've kind of photoshopped that image in the Falcon with Luke, Han, Leia, and Lando. Was it based on one of the images from the new around the Rise of Skywalker,
Um,
Lando in the cockpit? What was the thinking
uh,
behind it?
yeah. Once that trailer dropped and I had the image of Lando, that's when I had a chance to put them together. But it's really something I've wanted to see since The Force Awakens, and it was something that kind of upset me about that movie, especially then after Carrie passed away, it was like Mark said, it was just a missed opportunity, and I don't think I ever really got over it. So when the trailer dropped and I saw that image, I figured I'd be a chance to just put it together, and I just figured maybe a few guys who liked my page would like it. I didn't think it would blow up like this at all, so I wasn't prepared for it.
So first of all, I don't know if you're monitoring the chat, but you're getting a lot of love in the YouTube chat, man. And I think people really, not just Mark Hamill, but a lot of people clearly connect with this picture you put together.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
so
Appreciate
they're all they're all
it. Yeah,
calling you a legend and Steve, my hero,
jeez.
from Steph. Um, yeah,
Hey,
so
what's up, Stephanie?
look, this is this has gone viral very quickly, but it's not the only one. So you did another one, kind of a follow-up one with the droids in the Falcon cockpit as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I had thought about doing that the first time, but then I figured they wouldn't all fit. It might look a little weird, so
Hmm.
I just went with the main characters. But then, everybody saw it and they're like, "Oh, where's Chewie and the droid?" So I went back to the original, and then I put them in there.
Poor Chewie, always getting left out.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
if I knew it was gonna blow up like this, I would have spent a little more time when I
oh,
first did it.
y-
I just figured it's just a little meme, nobody would care. But
everybody cares, including,
thank you,
arguably
guys.
the biggest name in Star Wars, Mark Hamill. So, I've been following this really closely. Looking at the replies. We're going to go through some of them. We're going to have a look at it shortly, but you know. One thing I've noticed just how many people are relating to it, and we've been talking about it, and I should say for everyone who's listening, we've been in touch for a good while now on Twitter,
Right.
way before I started my channel, way before the whole Doxon incident, and we've been in touch, and we've been talking about working together on a project, and you're an illustrator, I'm a writer. And then within the space of a couple of weeks, kind of, I've had all this controversy with the Brian Young Doxon incident, and then you've had this viral tweet go out, and it's just crazy how it's happened. But for me, I think it's the most significant thing, that statement that Mark Hamill has ever made, because we've seen lots of clips and footage of him, and you see the facial expressions, and you see some of the tweets he sends out, and people read into it, but it's now absolutely undeniable. Mark Hamill was not happy with the way Luke was treated, and we can extend that to some of the other characters as well. Would you agree with that, Stephen? You think, is it clear now where Mark Hamill stands on the direction that they've gone in with the Disney Star Wars?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I actually I think it was yesterday, somebody was on my feed about that picture saying that, oh, Disney, they're following George Lucas's plan, and everybody's fine with it. And I sent them an old article from like 2015. It's like, no, because Mark Hamill talked about how he didn't like how they threw out Lucas's plans. He thought they should have stayed close to his vision. So it's like, I know Mark has backtracked a little, recently, but he was never happy with it. And I think now now that he's done and he's tired and he's free and he can say what he wants, now he's beginning to, show his real feelings.
So do you think, I mean, we're into opinion now, but do you think this is the timing of this? I mean, obviously you sent this out about a week ago, but he could have said something at any point. But do you think it's significant that it comes now after he's kind of wrapped with episode 9? Do you think this is Mark kind of saying, well, this is it for Luke? In fact, he made a statement, I seem to remember, where he said, Luke only got one film. I only got one film, which was The Last Jedi. So
Right.
I don't know if the timing is really important, And the other thing I noticed, it was in one of the replies on Twitter. Someone suggested that maybe it's with the release of Endgame, obviously been super popular. It's just overtaken The Force Awakens for its opening night. I think it's done 60 million on opening night. So I just wonder whether, Mark's looked at that, whether he's seen the film or just the reaction, and he's looked at how, and don't worry guys, no spoilers, but he's just looked at the way Marvel have handled their characters, and they've really given them, true storylines and developed them, and I just wonder if he's looked and thought, I didn't get that. I did
Right.
not get that with Luke, So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the timing is pretty
Yeah.
telling?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, definitely. I mean, you look at it now, it's like the MCU is what Star Wars used to be. It's like nobody
Yeah.
cares about Star Wars anymore. It's the MCU is the cultural myth that Star Wars once was. And you only have like a few kind of, when you see like the kind of fringe kind of people who are into Star Wars now, the Reylos and the this and the that.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't get me started on the
and
Reylos.
and you see them hating on Mark because for him just speaking out. So it's like, I'm sure he's fed up with all of that. And then, yeah, it's like you said, it's like nobody's excited for the new Star Wars movie. Nobody, everybody's just thinking about Marvel and about Endgame. Nobody cares. So, and I think maybe he saw the picture, maybe it just got to him, maybe seeing that. I mean, I don't know. I can't read his mind, but I would think it maybe had some effect on him, especially since he tweeted out.
Absolutely did. It struck something. It's definitely struck something, and comment here from Echo Base Network. Mark knows the next movie is just a bunch of duct tape trying to be wrapped around this new trilogy.
Right.
I think you've hit the nail on the head with that. I mean, he knows. Right. We don't know how episode 9's going. We're all kind of hopeful. Maybe it'll retcon some of the crap from Ruin Johnson's
right.
Last Jedi. But in reality, I don't think it will. But Mark knows. Mark's been there. He's lived it. He knows what's coming, and this is a message to us to say, guys, they messed this up. They messed up, and they missed the opportunity to bring, the original gang back together again.
Yeah.
And, it's how frustrating is that? I think, people say, oh, you want the films made a certain way. You want this kind of storyline. You want this, that, and the other. We don't actually want a lot, but one of the few things we wanted is to see our original heroes who we've spent so many years following just together one last time. I'm
Right.
sure I'm sure you wanted that. Obviously, you did with the image you put together, but that's not a lot to ask for, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, definitely. I think that's what everybody wanted, but and if it couldn't happen for just uncontrollable reasons, that would be one thing. That would be fine. But the fact that they had everyone available for the first movie, and they made a choice to not bring them together, and the fact that they killed off Han means that they never planned to at all, and there's no real reason for that to be. It's like it just doesn't make any sense. I think that really ticks off a lot of people, and it really ticked me off, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who knows me from Twitter will know my thoughts on The Last Jedi, right. And I channel it through Ruin Johnson, and it's all done with satire, but
right.
that's my way of exorcising how I feel about The Last Jedi, because
right.
that movie killed me, man. The dismantling, the total disrespect for Luke, and just to kill him off at the end for next to no reason, and the biggest insult is to call the final film The Rise of Skywalker. When Skywalker's gone, it's and I think all these things must be swimming around Mark's head. It's got to be. I mean, just what do you think, Stephen? Is it do we need to park some of the blame with JJ? Does Rian Johnson obviously takes a lot of the blame? Are we looking at Kathleen Kennedy? I mean,
right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not because I know a lot of people on our side, they like The Force Awakens, so I don't want to I'm not hating on anybody for liking that movie. I don't hate anybody for liking any movie, even if you like The Last Jedi. It's like, okay, if you liked it, you liked it, right? But yeah, for me, I think it did start with JJ, because like I said, he had the opportunity. He was in control. He was the director. He could have brought these characters together. And when you look at his reasons for not doing it, it's all about, well, we didn't want to take attention away from Rey. We didn't want to take attention away from the new characters. But if you're a good writer, you can write the old and new characters in the same story in a way that's balanced. It just feels like it was a lazy move, and I think maybe they just didn't really consider how the fans would feel about it, or just maybe underestimated how much backlash there would be for it. But yeah, I think Ryan gets a lot of blame, but I think there's plenty to go around.
Yeah, and that's a fair comment, and I'll put my cards on the table. I was one of the ones who enjoyed The Force Awakens originally. I was fully on board. It's not perfect, there was some of the decisions, and it was very closely mirroring the original movie. Right. But I was on board with it, and I was excited for what might come when Rey meets Luke on Acto, and then. Right. But now I can't go back and watch that movie because I know what happens. I know that Luke takes that saber and tosses it over his shoulder. We know he's there drinking the blue milk. We know he's he's just a sad old hermit on the island wanting to die. I mean, how utterly pathetic,
Right.
and soul destroying. But I agree. Yeah, I mean, Han was killed off, and then Luke was killed off. We lost Leia. We are down to the bare bones. And that someone just mentioned in the chat the Palpatine laugh and bringing Palpatine back. It just feels like a marketing ploy now. It really does.
Yeah, it's just like just exploitation. Just bring these characters back, but then you don't really respect them. You don't respect the fans. You just kind of use them as bait to get people interested, to get them in the theater. I mean, Lando's in the trailer, but is he going to be in the movie? Is he going to have a 10-minute cameo or?
Yeah, I mean, if he gets more than Phasma's 1 minute 42 seconds of screen time, he's done well. But anyway, we're going to get into this tweet because it's about time. So, we've talked a little bit about how we feel about everything and how we know each other. But let's get into
how was my favorite man babies doing.
Oh, how about that for timing? it's drunk 3PO.
I'm so sorry. I thought I had time, and then I was reminded that I have to pick someone up at the airport of all places. So I was like, I got a few moments. I want to come in and support my favorite Ruin Johnson, one of my favorite people ever, and then of course Steven. Steven, all this attention, my friend. How do you feel with your new?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think it's sunk in yet. It's kind of hard to put into words. It's it's nothing I expected, or nothing I was really looking for either. So yeah,
Ruin, don't let me interrupt anything that you were doing.
No, you've joined at a perfect time, because up till now we were just generally talking about how the image come together, and how Stephen and I kind of go back before all the doxing controversy, and now the viral tweet today, and and just our general feelings about what Disney are doing and what maybe Mark Hamill is feeling about it all. And literally, just as I click on the Hamill tweet, you come in at just the right time. So we're going to get into this. So as we stand, and I hope you're sitting down there, Stephen, Hamill's tweet is on 50,000 plus likes and 10,000 retweets, and this is going up all the time. There's over 2,000 comments. It's absolutely crazy. So, I mean, first thing I'm going to say, I'm logged in as Ruin the Man Baby now. As all you guys know who follow me on Twitter, old Ruin is blocked by many of the SJW half of the fan base. So we may not see all of the tweets, but I can log out and log in on another account, and we can enjoy the full ream of tweets. But let's go through this. So obviously, this is Hamill's original tweet. And this, came out earlier today, and it was just, almost poignant for the one hashtag: missed opportunities. Nothing else. No more comments.
I wonder where he grabbed the photo from. I wonder where he grabbed because obviously he didn't retweet someone else, so he saw the photo, copied it to his phone, and then tweeted out the photo on his own merit. So, it's not like he just hit the retweet button.
Right.
Oh,
he saw that and was like, yes, this is what's up, and so he saw it on somebody's retweet or comment or something and grabbed the photo, and then decided that he wanted to tell the world, like, yeah, screw you, Disney Star Wars. You screwed up big time. And oh my gosh. First we had Endgame. Now we have Mark Hamill. Oh my gosh, man. I can't take it. I can't take it.
This while all this has been happening, there's people been sat in Endgame, which lasts for about 5.5 hours, and they've got no idea the absolute chaos which is going on in the outside world.
Right.
But look, I mean, you're right. He's grabbed this picture. By the way, Stephen, you well done for putting your watermark on it. You're immortalized in front of Han Solo on the dashboard there. And then Mark's got to have seen this. It says Star Wars, what should have been. He's got to have seen this, and he's tweeted it out. And as it stands, it's not been deleted or removed. Again, the internet's forever, so even if that happens, it's going absolutely nowhere. In fact, that would give it even more, credence if it was deleted by Mark. But I hope he doesn't, and there's a lot of people saying that. So let's scroll through and enjoy some of the comments. Are you ready for this, Stephen?
Oh boy.
Okay, so.
Before you begin, did you see that Chuck Wendig decided to throw his?
Yeah, I saw.
He decided to throw his
did.
2 cents in, and and basically, the guy's such a turd. All right. I got to be prepared too because I haven't seen all these things. Go ahead, Ruin.
So yeah, this is Twitter from a Ruin's perspective. So like I say, a lot of the more vitriolic SJW crap has been filtered out because they've got me blocked. So I'm not going to see them, but I can log out and log in as my author account, and we can have a look at it again. But we're seeing you're going to see all the love here, Stephen. So this could be emotional. So Mike Sidious. We all thought this would have been a no-brainer. So glad Disney wanted to make something for the fans. Nice bit of satire in speech marks. Then our friend Super Good Pixel, Mark, this reply means a lot to the true fans. Don't let Lucasfilm bully you into erasing this. Really glad he got in with that comment. Again, 40 likes. And then we get to the one I really want to talk about, and I'm gonna have to
here we go
squeeze my stress ball here because this got me a little bit wound up, and we can see our friend Ethan has already chipped in EVS. So this guy Zach, draw your own conclusions about Zach, but he just says, this image comes from one of the alt-right portion of the fan base, right? Bad luck, sir. I mean, firstly, he's been insulting to a guy he doesn't even know, who we do know, and who's and Drunk will back me up here. Stephen's one of the nicest guys. Would never attack anyone. He just happens to have a different opinion on Star Wars to Zach, but Zach sees it fit within himself to dismiss Stephen as being alt-right, whatever the hell that means. Right. I mean, honestly, how ridiculous is that? Stephen, do you just want to confirm for the fans whether you're alt-right?
No, I'm not.
I mean, honestly, these people don't even know what alt-right is. That is what they come to. They see something they disagree with, and their first defense is call them the worst name I could think of because that will shut them up. That will shut this tweet down. That will shut up our feelings. That will make us all scared and run and hide. That will do that, and it's so stupid. And I feel bad for people on that side of the fandom because that's all they have left is name calling. Chuck Wendig tweets, he name calls. Brian Young likes it. Good old Chucky's stupid tweet about Mark Hamill, and Brian Young, of course, likes it. And these people are just, my gosh, man, I can't imagine living in their world for a day, constantly walking on eggshells because they could be next. They could be next in their own world if they say something wrong, or what if they forget to like someone's tweet or forget to comment? They could be next, and it's so sad. So I saw this, Stephen, man, my heart goes out to you. It's like, how dare you? But there's no bigger endorsement than Ethan Van Sciver to come up and say, shut up. Yeah, shut up, you clown.
And look at the ratio, nearly 900 likes just for that. Shortest of put downs. It's absolutely beautiful. But I'm with you on this, Drunk. This really got my back up. I think I was logged on as Anthony Ergo, and I ended up replying as me, which I wouldn't normally do via my author account, but I was so wound up by it because it is the default position. They'll call you a sexist, a racist, a misogynist, a man baby, alt-right, whatever they can do,
or they'll dox
diminish you. Oh yeah, or they'll go after your place of work. Yeah, we've seen all that. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the shame of it is, there's 300 odd people who've liked that. Again, without any facts, without knowing anything about the guy who made this image, other than he's a guy who likes Star Wars and this is what he wanted for Star Wars. They're all happy to support Zach's statement. accusing our man Stephen of being alt-right. And as I said before, Stephen is one of the coolest dudes. You know, we've been in touch a while. You know, I like the guy. I want to work with the guy. Very talented artist and just such a cool, nice guy. I mean, you know,
he's working on some new artwork for me as well, actually. And I
Oh.
know he's behind. And you're not behind for me. I'm saying you're behind with other stuff. So I was like, I told him, I was like, take your time, bro. Whenever he's gonna make some Drunk 3PO art, and I can't
beautiful.
wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
So at this point, I know we've got a lot to get through. I'm not going to get through all 2,000 replies, but I just want to make a comment about the Fandom Menace because we get a bad rap generally online. I don't think people understand the community we've got because, firstly, we just don't have the hate that we see here from people like Zach and the people who are liking his tweet and lots of the other tweets, which we'll see in a second, having a go at Mark, having a go at Stephen. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't exist whatsoever, but it's Fandom Menace is such a supportive community, and secondly, it's a really creative community. I mean, you've got Ethan Van Sciver and the artwork he's putting out. You've got people like Stephen, you know, who's a dedicated artist. You know, you've got writers like myself, and you know, so there's a lot of creative talent within the Fandom Menace as well. So, you know, for those of you who just heard the phrase, the Fandom Menace, they're all, you know, alt-right, Nazi, man babies, sexist, this, that, and the other. It couldn't be further from the truth. We're just people who just want something different from Star Wars that Disney are offering. That's all it is. Would you agree with that, Stephen? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're just passionate fans who just want Star Wars to be respected and want the fans to be respected. And, you know, it's just like you just keep getting hit with these labels, you know, like this guy Zach. It's just, you know, alt-right and sexist and this and that. It's just like, it's just nonsense. And, you know, and it gets repeated by, you know, what makes it worse is when it gets repeated by the people in charge, you know, Ryan and JJ and Brian Young and all of them. They just kind of reinforce it, and it just keeps going on and on. So it's good that, you know, to have Mark to come out and kind of support this, you know, to change the narrative up, hopefully.
Yeah, it's really stirred it up now because, you know, for a long time, you know, and Drunk's been doing this way longer than me. There's been this huge debate, and Mark's he's kind of been pulled from pillar to post. You know, in the Fandom Menace, we kind of say, look, we know Mark wasn't happy with what happened with Luke and the direction they took Star Wars. The other half of the fandom are saying, no, he's absolutely fine. He's, you know, he's good friends with Ryan, blah, blah, blah. It's now absolutely clear. It's undeniable. And we are all drinking SJW tears tonight, guys. I'm telling you,
You have no
undeniable. do you agree, Drunk?
You know what? You know what really? I'm sorry to cut you, Ruin. Forgive me. You know what really is disgusting when you read some of those things, and I put it in my video, is that they're telling Mark. People are telling Mark in the tweet like, "I love you, Mark, but can you just not say this anymore? Can you just say your opinion? We don't want to hear your opinion. Let the new guys have Star Wars. And they're like, I'm like, how do you tell Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, I am Star Wars Hamill, that he can't give an opinion on Star Wars? Like, it frustrated me so much I couldn't even talk. I was like stuttering all over my word. I was like, what? How do you tell Mark Hamill his opinion doesn't matter? How do you tell Mr. Luke Skywalker, I am Star Wars, that his opinion on Star Wars doesn't matter? It's crazy. And real quick, guys, I'm so sorry. I want to give a shout out to Abu Nas. Abu Nas was in the hospital, and you know, Abu Nas just an awesome guy. Get well, Abu Nas. I think he was trying to make his way in the chat. And if he's there, we love you, Abu Nas. Get better. Just get better,
Abu,
brother. Get better.
You're my favorite man, baby, Abu. But yeah, we've all reached out to him on Twitter, and it's nice to give him that shout out. So get strong. We have a long battle ahead of us, Abu, and we need you, man. Now look, this is probably the shortest of the comments, but how condescending do you want to get? Star Wars stuff, who are not without controversy and haven't made some ridiculous comments in the past. I'm just going to say here, you know, we just spitballing this. This is a trash account. Star Wars stuff is a trash account, in my opinion. Now, how condescending do you want to get? Mark ... You know, 300 likes. I mean, honestly. Oh, and then a really good follow-up from Orchestra there.
Be aware of anyone using the triple dot. Brian Young loves to use the triple dot. Be scared of everyone using the triple dots. And I'm just saying, like, the triple dots is a true indicator that you're a turd and that you think your opinion is so much better than anyone. So I'm just saying.
Well, Ruin the Man Baby often uses the triple dots, and that's because he's the worst director the world has ever seen. So there we go. Oman Sheev, this entire comment section is arguing, and that's hysterical. Subversive Jake chips in. But here we go. This is another comment which really got my back up. Okay,
everyone's
let me read
dotting in the chat. I'm so sorry to interrupt. That's hilarious. Sorry, that was so funny.
So
don't dot people. Don't be a turd.
No, 2 or 4 dots, never 3. Okay, so this guy says, I feel, again, the condescension. Oh, right, here we go. I feel like this would have been a boring movie. You know, he's referring back to what Stephen depicts in his image. Like, I've seen it. I can watch it anytime I want. I'm glad you didn't make it again. What you made was new and fresh and interesting and explored the original themes beautifully. Okay, Matthew, you're entitled to your opinion. And hey, over in the Fandom Menace, we welcome all opinions, no matter what they are, no matter who you are and what your political persuasion is or gender is or sexuality is or wherever it is. We welcome all. So he's absolutely welcome to that opinion. If he enjoys watching a suicidal old hermit on an island, just want to be left alone and then eventually die of tiredness, you go for it, Matthew. That's what you got, and I'm glad it does it for you. The rest of us, that image that Mark tweeted is actually what you know, a lot of us wanted to see. And can we address one other thing now? Because I do not want to hear this argument again from a single person. It is absolutely not a small vocal minority. Can we...
Exactly.
Can we now just put that one to bed?
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
You know, you only have to see how this tweet's absolutely blown up. Great reply from Subversive Jake, who does some awesome stuff on Twitter. One scene does not make a film boring or not. A brilliant, talented writer could have easily delighted fans young and old with the source material available. Yep. Bravo.
Exactly.
What are you making of this, Stephen?
Unavailable.
Oh no, this is Ruin is he's on a lot of block lists, shall we say? And there's Junkman. Oh, what is Junkman saying now? Oh God, some of these people. On this one here, Mark, it's time to let it go. I mean, where's the respect? This is Mark Hamill. This is Luke Skywalker. This is, other than George Lucas, name me someone who where Star Wars runs through the blood more than Mark Hamill. And we've got someone telling him to let it go, to move on, which we've been hearing for what, a year and a half now. That's absolutely
Ruin and Stephen, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I must leave. I'm so thankful that you invited me on. Stephen, we love you. Ruin, we love you. You're a part of this thing. I mean, you guys are fantastic. You guys have seen the worst and the ugly of the other side of this so-called Star Wars fandom. Right. You guys have seen the absolute worst, ugly, being called all right, being doxxed, and you guys are great testimonies of just sticking through it and, you know, hoping for change. This was the change that we wanted to see. This was the change that we wanted to see, and Mark is doing it. Mark is doing it, but I have to, forgive me, I got to run. I got some family obligations and things I have to take care of with some friends. And thank you for the invite, Ruin. We got to do this again real soon, my friend, real soon.
We do. We
So,
do.
Steven, keep your head up, brother. We all got your back. Ruin, we all have your back.
Thank you, man.
So-
Appreciate it.
We're all one family, man. That's Drunk 3PO. You'll catch him on
Thank you,
Twitter and on YouTube. Please do check him out. He's part of the Fandom Menace family and a good friend. Okay, we're just working through this. I mean, you know, hashtag geriatric wars. I mean, this is the kind of respect
yeah.
being shown to Mark Hamill. I mean, look, if you don't agree with Mark Hamill, that's absolutely fine. But do we have to insult him?
Right.
And we get the flack in the Fandom Menace. It's absolutely crazy. But look, you're getting lots of love here. Stephen Waynard, this is beautiful. Again, more unavailable tweets where Ruin is blocked. This is exactly what I didn't want for the Star Wars trilogy to be, and I'm glad it wasn't. Luke handling Han's dice to Leia after saying no one's really gone, then kissing her goodbye is better than a geriatric big three adventure devoid of substance. Wow. You know, that someone with a Kylo Ren with a pink lightsaber is dismissing the three most beloved characters, Luke, Han, and Leia, as a geriatric big three devoid of substance. Wow.
Right. Yeah,
Wow.
I got a lot of those comments like that when I posted the picture on my page. And it's just like a lot of the you know, these people are old and this and that, just you know, just a lot of mockery, a lot of making fun, and it's just like, would you call yourself Star Wars fans? Is like, I think you know these are people who are like they're fans because it's trendy, and then when it's not trendy anymore, they're gonna go. They don't really care.
You're
So,
absolutely right. Yeah, and you know the proof in that. Okay, look, we can all be duped by a trailer, and we can all go and watch The Last Jedi, and then we get told by the director you have to watch it 2 or 3 times to fully grasp it.
Right.
But the one thing which is most telling is the absolute plummet in the merch sales, which is unheard of for Star Wars. Star Wars has always sold really, really well, even in the dark years when we had no movies. You know, and we had
Yep.
you know, we had the Lego Star Wars or the computer games. It's always sold really strong. But what we saw after The Last Jedi was an absolute dive bomb in merch sales, which led up to obviously the bomb of Solo, which was the first time a Star Wars film has failed to make money. And you know, this is the fans reacting to it. And what you've just said is absolutely spot on, Stephen. These people are latching onto this because it's there at the moment, but they are not invested like the people who have been for you know however many decades. Whether they grew up with it, whether they you know they then watched the original films as they were growing up, and you know we've got a Reylo here. If you don't mind, I'll keep this, and it's a picture of Rey. Look, if Reylo's your thing, it's fine. I think it's ridiculous, and you know there's no way I get behind it, but if that's your thing, fine. But look, you know, why disrespect Mark and the original actors and Carrie, disrespecting Carrie as well. You know, the same people who would tweet out, you know, my princess and pictures of Carrie, they're now being disrespectful. It's
exactly. And you know, I don't remember. You know, it's like when it kind of reminds me of when the prequels came out. You know, there was like pushback from like older fans who just thought they were kind of trash. But, you know, it never, that I remember, it didn't get like this. I don't remember prequel defenders, you know, calling people Nazis and sexist and all this nonsense. So there's just, I don't know, there's just something about today, you know, people just want to get outraged. And especially like these newer generation of fans, is just like, if you don't back up everything they believe, then, you know, they just hate you. You know, they want to tear you down. They can't stand to have someone have a different opinion. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous because the Fandom Menace is, and I mean this genuinely, it's one of the most diverse communities I've ever known. You know, we all get dismissed as man babies by our favorite director, Ruin Johnson, but you know, it's the suggestion being that they're all kind of, you know, 40 plus males, but it's so untrue. We've got, you know, people of all ages, you know, of all genders, of all backgrounds. We have people who, you know, from all political persuasions, you know, you name it. And actually we don't all agree. That's the other thing, but we don't rip each other to shreds. We can disagree
Exactly.
civilly, but it feels like on the other side, if you, they're all for diversity apart from diversity of opinion. And
Right.
if you have a different opinion to them, they will gun you down. And that's what we're seeing here. And your tweet has exposed that perfectly. You know, we're just seeing the real vitriol on that side of the fandom, and you know, we're the ones who get the flack. But you know, I felt it when I had the doxing incident a couple of weeks ago. So much support and love, and I hope you're feeling it now, Stephen. I know a lot of people have reached out to you, but you know, you're getting a
Yeah,
lot of support.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. You know, I appreciate it. You know, a lot of people have been. I haven't. I've been so busy today. I can't get back to everybody. I'm getting DMs and tweets, and you know, it's like, so I have some catching up to do. But yeah, definitely, I appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody on Twitter. You know, I thank you all. I love you guys, and you know, it's really showing, like you said, it's showing where the real love is and where the real hate is when it comes to the fandom.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just there's been a lot of hate from people for no reason other than, oh, you just disagree with me. So
Yeah, and
hopefully
disagreement is healthy and disagreement is fine, and I think even you and I disagree, Stephen, on The Force Awakens, you know, or we did at
yeah,
one point, and that's absolutely fine. We can see each other's perspective and we kind of say, okay, I get where you come from, but you know, I see it a different way. But look, I've been spending all this time going through the Twitter comments. I need to go scan back through the chat because you are getting so much love and support in the chat, and I want to make sure, you know, we give some shout outs, and we got still got 38 people with us, and thank you to everyone who's joined us. Jedi Susie, who's great, she's interacting with us all the time, says, I have no idea what the fandom menace is. Shall I do a stab at explaining it?
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
it's
But you know,
yeah, I'd like your version as well, Steve. But for me, it's just we're trying to just trace the origins of it. Actually, me and SC Reviews and Subversive Jake and a few others, we think it may have come about. I think Ethan Van Sciver is one of the original ones kind of credited with this, and he came out with the T-shirt, The Fandom Menace. But we think it may have started in a comment posted on a YouTube video. So we don't know who originally posted it, but they coined the phrase the fandom menace just to really give a name to the half of the fandom who don't necessarily agree with all the decisions Disney are making. You know, we're not just willing to consume anything with a Lucasfilm Star Wars logo on it. And that's all the fandom menace is. I think because it's got the word menace in it, people think, oh, we're up to no good, we're trolls, we're this, that, and the other. It's not. It's just a word play on Phantom Menace. And
right.
it's a really cool supportive community. And you know what? We can disagree, we can have fun. We're not all going to get offended. You know, it's a really cool place to be. And if you're not part of that, or if you're, you know, come and check us out, come and be a part of it, because it's a great place to be. What's your experience of it, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I don't, you know, it's just you get a bad rap. You know, like I said, it's like because you get these like stereotypes and they get reinforced. You know, by Ryan and different people. But the Fandom Menace is, you know, we've got a lot of diversity, a lot of different opinions on the Star Wars movies, different opinions on politics, religion, all kinds of different stuff. But we all come together and we respect each other. And you don't really see that on the other side. You know, it's like you step out of the line a little bit and they'll tear you down. You know, and especially if we don't agree with them, they come after us and they, you know, try to slander us with all this nonsense, you know, the sexism and the racism, this and that. But no, I mean, you know, for the most part, everyone's been great, you know, on our side, and I really appreciate it. You know, I thank all you guys for welcoming me in. You know, I've only been kind of active in this community over like the last year after The Last Jedi. So, and everybody was really welcoming to me, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's same here. I mean, I've, you know, obviously as a writer, I've been on Twitter, but with Ruin the Man Baby only since The Last Jedi, and you know, we've been interacting for a while. And look, you know, we're still going here, but I just want to make sure you get the the shout out. Look, you're Twitter famous now, Stephen. Let's not deny this. But for anyone who's you're viral, my man. But for anyone who's not following you, just give them a shout out, your Twitter handle, so they can all check you out.
Oh, it's Stephen Wayne Art. It's pretty simple.
Excellent.
Yeah,
And
appreciate it.
you get to see his fine work if you jump on his Twitter account. I'd really recommend it. And I'm sure you're all picking up, but what a really sort of cool, genuine guy, and some of the insults that are being thrown, not just at Stephen but at Mark Hamill, completely out of order.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you're getting the love in the comments. I'm just going back.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up, but
yeah,
thank all you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
People picking up on the ageism comments, and we did see that, not a number of people kind of making, oh, we don't want to see 3 geriatrics. So, okay, so what are we saying now on their half of the fandom? We're saying, you can't have sexism, you can't have racism, you can't have gender inequality. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, but ageism is fine. We're cool with ageism on that side now, are we? I mean, it's so hypocritical. They're very sort of quick and loose to call people out for being older actors and actresses, and such lack of respect. Oh, it's killing me.
Yeah, I know. It's but yeah, there's been a lot of those comments over the last week. Yeah, I was actually working on a Twitter post I was going to post today about that, and then this all happened. So I've been a little distracted, but
yeah,
it's pretty.
You've got to cancel your plans for the weekend. your weekend is basically replying to people on Twitter. People asking, how do we join? I think that's in response to the Fandom Menace. Look, it's not there's not a club, there's not a subscription or a website or anything like that. It's just a community of people. Just Google hashtag the Fandom Menace. I think it's in my bio. A lot of people who use it. You just put it into Google, put it into Twitter, put it into YouTube, and you'll see the people. I mean, probably led in the early days by the biggest YouTubers, the likes of Ethan Van Sciver, Geeks and Gamers, World Class Bullshitters. But now it's just such a big growing community. The likes of Drunk 3PO, myself, and lots of others, all kind of making our way on Twitter and YouTube and so on. And if you want to be a part of it, just just use the hashtag and come and join us. License 645, I proudly own a Fandom Menace t-shirt. Good for you. And Jedi Susie, again, I've seen a lot of negative connotations to the Fandom Menace. It's true. It's so true. And we get a bad rap, and I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm sure, like in any group of people, you're going to have your bad eggs, but I just don't see it. And in the people I interact with on Twitter, the groups I'm in, the Twitter chat groups, and the people I interact with on YouTube, I don't see it. I see people with different opinions, and but I don't see the hate.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't, like you said, with any group, you can't control everybody. So there's always going to be people who are going to say stuff, and but the thing is, they'll focus on that little minority of people. People like Brian Young will focus on that little minority and say, see, you're all racist because, this one guy here or this guy here said something. And they ignore all the positive because they just don't want to, destroy that narrative that we're just sexist, racist, trolls, all this dehumanizing language just to silence us, just to censor us, but it's not. It's just Star Wars fans, That's just the way I look at it, It's just people who they care about Star Wars, they care about the history of it, and they just want to see it good. They want to see it respected. And I think the people in charge right now they don't respect it. It's just the property. It's just something they make money with, and they don't really care about us. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, and Mark has now put his stake in the ground, and it's it's clear exactly how he feels now. I've just gone back onto Twitter because we've got to have a look at this Chuck Wendig tweet. We've got to have a look at this because for the people who don't know him, and how can you not know Chuck Wendig? So Chuck Wendig, writer of the Star Wars novels, the Aftermath Star Wars novels, also writer for Marvel until he was fired, and he was fired because of his relentless abuse and foul language on Twitter. I did a video on it on the Ruin channel recently if you want to check that out. But this is his reaction to Hamill's tweet and your image, Stephen. Have you seen this one yet?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, how can you miss it? Chucky Wendig. Yeah. So I adore Hamill deeply, but I wish he understood the tides and tides of bullshit this kind of thing unleashes. You know, again, so patronizing. You know, I adore you, Hamill. Is it bullshit, Chuck, or is it the truth? Have we unleashed the truth and you're not comfortable with the truth? You know, that's what I would ask to old Chucky. And then a little follow-up, because obviously Chucky is come in for a little bit of stick. Some folks seem to think I'm suggesting he's not allowed to share his opinion online or something. Come on, he's allowed. I welcome his wistfulness. But this image is one that's gone around the CG, which is Comicsgate, GG. I think that might be Geeks Gamers, but and then alt-righty. So here we go again. Chuck Wendig, former Marvel writer until he was fired for being an abusive arsehole, is now casting aspersions, you know, that this is an alt-right thing. What an absolute disgrace. Can we fire Chuck Wendig again by any chance? Yeah. Can we rehire Chuck Wendig to refire him? Because this guy is an absolute disgrace. It stokes the audience and the creators pay for it.
Right.
Well, Chuck,
I didn't even see that second one until just now, and it's just so it's so hypocritical. You're coming from somebody like him with all the stuff he said, which is the reason he got fired. But now all of a sudden he's concerned with stoking the fires. You know, it's like he's the fire starter.
Yeah, we have to laugh because if you don't laugh, you put your fist through the computer screen.
Exactly.
But look, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sharing my screen, so I can't see the comment section, but I'm sure it's lighting up at the moment because Chuck Wendig just rubs people up the wrong way. But look, the guy's paid for it. He said some really, really stupid stuff. He's been absolutely foul and abusive on Twitter. And Marvel had enough, and they said, look, we can't be associated with this. We're cutting you loose. And Chuck got fired. And he's at it again. You know, he's attributing your image, Stephen, with alt-right, the alt-righty crowd. I mean, it's absolutely disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful.
It makes no sense. It's not. I mean, I don't even know where this is coming from. It's just these assumptions, you know, and it's just it's just a way to quickly dismiss you, you know.
Of course,
right. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, and you know, 400 of his NPC followers will just click the like button for that one. But look, people laugh at Chuck because he is he's like a walking meme. But yeah, I had to show you that one. But what I just thought I'd do as well, while I'm on here, is I'm logged on as my author account now. I'm just going to go back to Mark Hamill's tweet because we then get to see a lot of the things that Ruin couldn't see.
Okay.
Because obviously. Ruin this is blocked.
Right.
Oh my word. I've just got something else to share with you, my man.
Oh.
It's now a pinned tweet on Hamill's account.
Oh yeah?
Can you see that?
Oh boy.
It's a pinned tweet. Mark is doubling down on this. I hope you guys are getting this. Mark is doubling down on this. So a lot of people are suggesting he shouldn't have wrote it, he should erase it, whatever. Mark has now pinned it to the top of his profile.
Oh,
that is something else. So let's go in. So we're going to see some extra stuff, and we're going to wrap this up shortly because we've been going nearly an hour. But I just want to see some of the other stuff. So here we go. Our man Zach is now one of the top comments. Again with the alt-right slur. I hope we're exposing these people for what they are. But look at Ethan's reply, now up to 1.2 thousand likes, which is brilliant. And then again, go do your homework. Let's give him a like for that comment. Sean, you really going to feed these monsters? So we're monsters, Stephen. In case you weren't aware, we are. We're fully fledged monsters, and all you man babies in the chat, you're all monsters. And there's Data Ace. So just it's the only way to deal with it. And then some of the other comments. I mean, a great reply from Star Wars Theory. You know, have a nice scene of them back together doesn't just mean it's a rehash. You know, it's just one image. It's one image, and people seem to think that's an entire movie. Oh, this makes me sad. Okay, well, The Last Jedi made us all sad, so you know we call it even. I don't know if we saw this one before. I don't think we did actually. I fixed it, and it basically just shown Rey in the cockpit with Chewie.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw that.
So fixing Star Wars is eradicating the original characters that we know and love.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, they take it so personally, you know, and that's what I don't get. It's like you take it personally, but then you disrespect the people who've been here for 30, 40 years. You know, it's like, you know, you tell us to move along, it's not ours anymore. But you want to take it and you know, if it wasn't for us, Star Wars wouldn't be alive. You know, we kept it alive all these years. The fans did. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I'm working on something at the moment, a Fandom Menace documentary, which I'm going to be posting on Twitter. Now, the only reason really Star Wars was in the place it was to be able to, for Disney to be able to buy it, was because the fans kept it alive. You know, we had that period where we had no content. So what we had instead was the EU. We had people writing books in the EU, and we had, you know, other kind of like fan created content or non-official content, if you like. And there was nothing but the fans that kept it alive. And now those same fans are being dismissed, insulted, and told to move on. Guess what, SJWs? We ain't going anywhere. And I think Stephen's tweet today and Mark Hamill's tweet, and which is now pinned to his profile, he stuck his stake in the ground. We are going absolutely nowhere. The tide is turning. We're in this for the long game. So let's just Batman crying, and then we got someone chipping in, amen. So we do having a lot of likes for that. I love you, Mark, but don't do this. All four of you have already have some of the most amazing moments in Star Wars, especially the new films. Really, you think they've had some amazing moments in the new films, like what, Han Solo getting a saber through the chest, you know, Leia floating through space, what, Luke milking the tit of a space cow. I mean, if these are amazing moments for you, good luck to you, but the rest of us don't really enjoy that. And then we start getting the mix in the comments then, and we're getting that's where it gets interesting. But yeah, but look, we'll look to wrap this up now. I mean, you know, you must be thrilled how this has gone down, man. I mean, this has just absolutely exploded for you, and it all come from a little bit of Photoshop work.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you know, if I knew this would happen, I would have spent, like I said earlier, I would have spent a little more time on it, maybe make it look a little better. You know, I was just having fun. I had no idea it would blow up like this, and this is really crazy. So still not sure how to handle it. So
well, you're part of a privileged few now, which includes myself, in terms of people who've kind of, you know, courted with controversy, and you know, it's and we seem to really get the backs up of certain people within the other half of the fandom. And you know, and in fairness, yeah, all I ever do at Ruin is have a bit of fun online. You know, all you've done is creating an image for, you know, you've created an image for something you wanted to see, and it's creating all this fuss. It's
it wasn't an attack on anybody, so that's why a lot of the negative pushback just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, what are you really angry about? Because there's nothing in that picture. Is like there's nothing attacking you or attacking new fans at all. You know, at least that wasn't my intention. So I don't know.
you made the grave crime, Stephen, of having an opinion different
Right.
to someone else, which
Right.
I also committed that same grave crime. But instead of destroying us, it's just made us stronger. I mean, it's blown up for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's opened a new avenue on YouTube for me. And look, let's take this opportunity, because I know there's people joining us for the stream and who'll watch this afterwards. We've been in touch like way before all this chaos kicked off. We've been in touch probably several months back now, and you know, we've got plans to work on a project together. I'm a writer, you're an artist. We're both similar minded in terms of our, you know, passion for Star Wars and what we look for in a story. And yeah, we're you know, we're going to be working on that together. So I hope out of all this chaos, you're going to get a ton of followers on Twitter, and everyone should go follow Stephen. And yeah, I can't wait till we start working on our project and getting it out there, because I know we'll have the support of the Fandom Menace, and I know people like Brian Young and Chucky Wendig are going to really love what we create, Stephen.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sure
but look,
the biggest fans.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. But look, I hope you know. Look, first of all, I appreciate you jumping on with me tonight. I know you were racing home from, you know, you were out and about, and you raced home to take part in this. I think it's just been such a big event. I mean, it's just one tweet, it's one hashtag, one tweet, one image, but it's, you know, way over 50,000 likes and, you know, ridiculous number of retweets. This is just going to grow and grow and grow. I know Jeremy's already done a video on it, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. Yep. Geeks and Gamers, our friend C3, Drunk C3PO has, and many others will too. I was about to do it, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to get the main man online, and we're gonna talk this out live. So thank you for joining me. You're a good man. I wish you all the success in the world, and I can't wait till we hook up creatively and we start producing something. So look, before we wrap this up, just give everyone a shout out, remind them your Twitter and where they can check your art out as well.
Yeah, you can check me out on Twitter. It's Stephen Wayne Art. I think I have some other social media sites, the same handle, Stephen Wayne Art, on Facebook and Instagram. I have my main ArtStation page. Is I think it's Stephen Wayne Art. It's the same. So you can pretty much just Google my name. It'll pop up, and I have links on my Twitter page as well. So, but yeah, I thank you. Appreciate it, Ruin. I really do. And thank everybody. Thank all you guys in the chat. All you guys who watching this. Everybody on Twitter. You know, I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys are showing me. It's a little overwhelming, but it's great. Thank you.
Oh, just enjoy it, man. I mean, the reason I was so keen to do this is because I went through something similar a couple of weeks back. You know, I had this controversial thing with the Dachshund, and for those of you who don't know, you can check out the videos and so on. But you know, what I felt was all the support from the Fandom Menace, and you know, Drunk 3PO was good enough to get me on a live chat, and I think it's important just to show the person behind the, you know, the avatar, or in your case, the person behind that image that Mark Hamill's retweeted, because people need to know you're not this alt-right guy, you're not this monster. What are the other things they've said? You know, you're not this man baby, or you know, all these other slurs that are made against us. You're just a really nice, decent, honest, good dude who just loves Star Wars and just wanted to reflect that with an image, and that image has resonated with a hell of a lot of people, and most of all with Mark Hamill. And you know what, I know for an absolute fact as well, there's one other guy who will see that and it'll resonate with, and that's George Lucas. I'm absolutely certain of that. So, you know, whenever you get to bed at some point later on today, and that'll be hard, but you can just think about those things, my friend. You can think, you know, Mark Hamill's pin this to his chest, and congratulations.
No, thank you, appreciate it.
Well, look, it's been good having you, man, and we will do it again, and we've got stuff to work on, and as always, you know, let's long live the Fandom Menace. And to everyone who's joined us in the chat or watched the stream, we appreciate it. We love you all, and until next time, goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thanks.